I thought the first half we did really well. Obviously a slight change in formation, and we'd worked on it all week, and we thought it would surprise Orlando because we've never obviously played it before, and I think that worked. We put them under a lot of pressure, and then I said to the girls before the game, I think the week before against Flash we didn't score the second goal early enough, and goals always change games, and when we got the second goal I thought we put ourselves in a really good position, and we said at half time we've got to go and get that third, and thankfully we did that. And then although we had a couple of sloppy bits in the second half, I thought that we were dominant throughout.
Your thoughts on Kendall tonight?
Yeah, I thought Fletch did really well. Thought Fletch was great. I thought a lot of players did really well, and it's no secret when we play well, we can look amazing. And I thought tonight we had a lot of players who did really well, and she was definitely one of them.
It's kind of a statement one for you guys heading into next week against Portland.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we needed it, and I think we've managed to hang on to the playoffs, like just hang around it enough to make it still viable, and scraped results when we've needed them. And obviously we'd love to make it a lot easier on ourselves, but it doesn't tend to be our way. And now, the 2 Portland games coming up, which one before the break, one after, we win those, and we are level on points with Portland, and we'll be beating them on the head-to-head. So those games now become huge. And I think when you when you have an unbalanced schedule of playing a team 4 times, those head-to-heads are probably going to be vital to that.
The sloppy bits you talked about in the second half, obviously the 2 goals.
Mm.
Do you think it was a case of the team just easing off the pedal?
No, I thought, it's a game, and Orlando, it doesn't matter what scoreline it is, they're always going to have momentum, and in that period you've got to be able to manage the game, and I think we could have done a little bit better at that, especially late. And I think we were a little bit nonchalant around our own box a little bit for the first goal, but it's good for me that we could get such a good win without it being a perfect performance, because we've had better performances, I think, this season, and then we've dropped off the following week, and we cannot afford to do that now. That's what we set our standard as. We know that the performance that we put on tonight, we have to just build on that, and if we don't, the playoffs will go out of our hands. But if we do, we can keep the playoffs in our hands, which is what we need to be able to do.
Possession is typically a strength of yours.
Yeah.
Tonight, though, it seemed like Orlando wasn't even getting their half.
Mm-hmm.
Was it more formation? Was it 50-50 commitment? What do you think it was that was keeping it so dominantly in that half?
I think we pressed them really well, and part of that's formation. I think having Manon and Merritt higher up together with their pace is hard to play against. We forced them into giving us the ball back in areas we wanted. And I still think we could have been more ruthless. I thought it could have been a higher scoreline. We could have scored more goals in the first half. I thought the pivotal point in the first half was Kendall's goal line clearance. Because at that stage, obviously with the season we've had so far, if that goes in, our mentality could have changed. So I think both sides of the ball tonight, it was just a more solid performance for us, which we needed it. There's no doubt we needed it.
And then, were you certain about starting Haley, or was that a bit of a dice roll?
Yeah, it was a dice roll. We made the decision yesterday to do that. And I think you could tell she hasn't been training fully. Just some of the sharpness that she's normally good at, which is fine. And thankfully it didn't become hugely apparent because we were so on top of the game. But she's now got a good 90 under her belt, and we can now prepare her for next week in Portland, when I'm sure it's going to be another really tight game against them, because that tends to be how it is against those guys. So.
A couple of days ago, you tweeted out, did you get any response from Adele or representatives?
No. But I've got to be honest, now the game's over, there's only one thing I'm thinking about until Tuesday. So.
One last game-related question. Your team is going into a break.
Yes.
You're starting to get healthy. You got Haley back on the pitch earlier than you expected. Jess is back to full 90 and scoring goals and going. Is this good timing or bad timing for a break for your side?
I think it's good timing. Yes, have got bodies back, but we're still in a position where we've still got a few, obviously Rachel injured and a couple of little niggles with other people that they need a bit of time. And I think, it's no secret, it's been a tough year for us on the field, and that's taken a lot out of everybody, players, staff, everybody. So I think going into the break positively will be huge, and we've got to take care of business down in Portland for that to happen. I think that's going to be vital for us. We've got to take care of business in Portland. And we obviously went down there at the end of May, and we were disappointed with the performance. And we've got to go and show how much it means to us to go down there and get a result, because 3 points down there is massive. It's massive, huge. So we've got to be able to do that. And if we go into the break positively, I think then having the breather away from each other for a little bit, enjoying the Olympics for a little while, and then come back in for 2 weeks of really solid training. And obviously it's great for us that we're at home after the break for the first game. And I will always say there's no better team for us to play at any point when we're in a good position or a bad position than Portland.
Okay, any other questions?
One last one. Pino last week commented that she's hoping to be able to be a presence on the field. Is that something you're counting on, hoping for, leaning towards?
Hoping for sure. Yeah, Pino has been and will be a huge part of this team. It's been disappointing for her and for us that we haven't had her on the field longer or more games, but she's still a huge part of this club. Even with her injury, she's been around the team the whole time. And yeah, we hope she gets to the Olympics and she can get back on the field. Obviously with her calf injury, it's held her back a little bit. And then we hope she has a fantastic Olympics, comes back with a gold medal and comes back to the Reign and pushes on for the end of the season, because having someone like her come back and having someone like Hope come back after, hopefully they come back with a gold medal, is huge for us. And it's no secret, we always try and build the team where major tournament doesn't hugely affect the team, and that's a purposeful decision to do that. But bringing those two guys back could be game changers for us. You've got best goalkeeper in the world and one of the best players in the world. So.